audience. I want to dispel the myths that are being spread right now by people who do wield quite a bit of influence. I think that Charles Marlowe should take his channel down. He's not doing anybody any good. It's just a lot of nonsense. He's here in Los Angeles, probably staying at Jeff Nelson's place. These two guys are just two freaking idiots as far as I'm concerned. And, you know, I'm going to continue to call them out. I will continue to provoke. And there's a new sheriff in town, and he ain't going to stand for it. Banana, celery, coconut water smoothie. I'll do another chronometer video to show how rich in sodium that this diet can be. There's a lot of sodium in that glass. I had 2 quarts of this. 10 bananas, couple stalks of celery, about 16 ounces of coconut water. People are getting the wrong idea when I put these videos up. They're really just as an object lesson. I don't count anything. I don't measure anything. I don't count calories. I don't think about getting my calories in or getting my greens in or getting this in or getting that in. I just go strictly according to appetite. I eat what I want to eat, and when I'm full, I'm full. I was called anorexic last week. 2 weeks ago, somebody thought I was too caught up in the whole calorie thing. And I thought it was clear. These are just object lessons to dispel myths that this diet is a deficient diet. I also want to show people actually how little that we really need to eat, how little I'm eating, and I'm functioning at a very high level. The whole carb the F up mentality, this is so 2015, and if those people don't change with the times, man, they're going to be as archaic as a dinosaur, because we don't need to be stuffing that many calories. And as far as this diet being deficient, Jeff Nelson from Veg Source and Charles Marlowe, the VeganCheetah, are in cahoots, and they're writing scripts and they're spreading a lot of misinformation. Charles, you're in LA, right? Get a bike. We'll ride up to the Hollywood sign. Let's see who gets there first. Jeff, don't even get out of bed, because I'll slaughter your ass up that hill. And I'll do it on fruit. This diet is not deficient, and I have endeavored to show that. And that's the reason I put up these chronometer videos. I got this comment. I gotta say this again, that the people that come to my channel, I've got probably one of the best audiences on vegan YouTube. These are really fairly enlightened people, deep thinkers. I support you, Mark, as long as food remains food and you don't assign any special property to it. Who got this idea, man? I've said over and over again, food does not heal. The body heals. I've even said that we shouldn't need to eat. We're just addicted to the stimulation of food. We should be able to get everything from the air and sunlight. He goes on to say, I think the problem come when people think this food has special powers. No, it doesn't. The thing about fruit is that it stays out of the body's way. It's the most easily digested. It has the least toxic byproducts in its metabolism. It's designed for human consumption. No, food doesn't have special powers. The body actually has the special powers. It's the body that heals. Think that food has special powers and it is going to heal them immediately, and then get disillusioned, or they become obsessed with chronometer and attempt to become something they're not, and that is perfect. Well, be ye perfect even as your Father in heaven is perfect. We're striving towards perfection. I'm striving towards perfection, but it's a long, long way off. You need to be patient, although a great master once said that patience is an asinine virtue. If I want things, I want them now. I want them 5 minutes ago, although admittedly at the stage we're at, we do wait for these things. So yeah, you suffer with patience sometimes, but water fasting, properly conducted, preferably supervised, I would say supervised, is the quickest way to heal, bar none. So what does that tell you? That tells you when you get out of the way, the body will heal itself. It's not a food that heals. Actually, even fruit is slowing down the healing process. So no, there's no special powers in food. The special powers are within the body that we have given ourselves. Obsessed with chronometer? I don't do chronometer. I am opposed to assigning arbitrary numbers onto our diet, our daily menus. Get 2,000 calories in by lunch, I've heard. You know where that's come from. It's just ridiculous. I eat according to appetite, and that's what I recommend. The only reason I go to chronometer in these days is just to show that the diet is not deficient and to show how little we really need to eat. That shit is all ego tripping and not good for anyone. It is kind of rampant here. It can be ego tripping and it can be taken that way. When I put my videos up and say, oh, look how little I ate, so see how advanced I am. Yeah, that could be ego tripping, but it's not. It's just that I've been doing this for so long and I want to show people where we're all going with this. And Lauren Lockman's doing the same thing, and Lauren Lockman's not the only one by a long way. If you stay on this type of diet for a long time, you will find that the body becomes more efficient and you need to eat less. It will become necessary that you eat less. Charles is attempting to make people stumble. Well, he is, I don't know if it's his intention to make people stumble, but it is going to make people stumble. Anytime you spread misinformation and lies and propaganda, yeah, this is going to cause a lot of confusion, and this is, face it, an evil thing. Not the way to go. Not the way to go for someone with his thousands and thousands of viewers. But look how he got to that point. Talking shit about people. But look how he got to that point. Talking shit about people. I had some words with VeganCheetah himself, and I called him out for his relationship with Jeff Nelson from VegSource. I don't care what people do, but when you have that kind of a platform and you're spreading that kind of misinformation, when you have that kind of agenda, I find it irksome, and I'm going to call you out for it. I show people, I dispel the myths that people like VeganCheetah and Jeff Nelson seemed so diligent at creating. I show people that the natural human diet is indeed adequate, actually more than adequate. It's not that we need to eat more. It's not that we need to eat heavy stodge. We need to eat less. And I want to prove this because fruits and vegetables are the most nutritionally dense foods on the planet. They're not the most calorie dense, but the most nutritionally dense. Of course, this is just ridiculous primitive science when we look at vitamin B2, B3. This is the different vitamins and minerals are concentration of prana. How many micronutrients and how many forms of concentrated energy do we know nothing about? Nutritional science is in its infancy. We can follow our natural design, and our natural design is that of a frugivore herbivore. So here we had this day, I had 25 ounces of romaine lettuce, 120 calories, 1 ounce of walnuts. I've been making this walnut lemon dressing, modified it. I put whole tangerines in it. I blend the tangerines with the walnuts, and then I add lemon juice for consistency, taste. It gives it more zing, you know, if you have some lemon. The acids in the acid fruit helps to digest the green leaves better, and the fats in the walnuts better. So I had an ounce of walnuts, 185 calories. See how dense? 1 ounce of walnuts, a lot more calorie dense than 25 ounces of lettuce, of course. Grapes, 32 ounces, 2 pounds of grapes, 625 calories, almost 626 calories, but these are just approximations. I'm not weighing anything here. Plus, still, it's just an approximation, even if I was weighing it. 2 pounds of tomatoes, 163 calories. 2 avocados, 454 calories. 2 tablespoons of blackstrap molasses. I don't know, it's probably not raw. Where's the bottle? I just like it. It's wintertime, organic blackstrap molasses. This is what's left over after they refine white sugar. Blackstrap molasses, I'm drinking that now. I drink a tablespoon in a cup of warm water or hot water. I like it. So, you know, that's what I do. So it's 2 tablespoons of blackstrap molasses, 120 calories. Tangerines, 1 small, that was in the dressing. And lemon juice, 2 lemons, 21 calories. So that was a total of 1,731 calories, 6% protein, 32% fat. Carbohydrates was 62%. I had a bit more fat that day. 1,731 calories, that's what I'm talking about. I'm talking that I only ate 1,731 calories, and I think that's the important thing. It's more important to eat less than actually what you eat. Less is better than what you eat. You're better to eat less. So I burnt exercise that day. I did a bike ride. 647 calories, general activity, chronometer says 247 for my weight, and basal metabolic rate 1370. So I burned a total of 2,264 calories. So chronometer says I was in a 647 calorie deficit for that day. That's okay. I want to be there. Interestingly enough, my weight went up 2 pounds the next day. Was it because of the fat? I don't know. The fat you eat is the fat you wear. Is that true? I don't know. I'm not convinced. I'm really not convinced about that. Anyway, take a look at the vitamins. Through the roof on vitamins. Minerals, selenium and sodium is always pretty low. Selenium's not a problem. Just Google selenium and see what plant-based sources of selenium is. Probably the highest one is Brazil nuts. It is a low sodium diet. That is a bit low, but there's always celery. And lettuce is a low source of sodium. I really need anything very high in sodium. The body adapts to a low sodium diet. It adapts. Lipids. Look at the omega-3. 237% omega-3 for that day. So we had 16 grams of omega-6 and 4 grams of omega-3. That's about a 4-to-1 ratio. That's good. The lower the omega-6, the less omega-3 that you need. VeganCheetah is really going out of his way. He says that I'm causing division and elitism by my comment, and actually he is causing the division. He's trying to separate the raw vegans from the starch eaters, and he's spreading a lot of myth and propaganda and misinformation by saying that the raw vegan diet is deficient, the so-called restrictive diet. Well, here you could see protein, 81% of the protein that the RDA says I need for my body weight, 35 grams of protein that day, almost 36 grams, but it's all about absorption. The better your absorption is, the more you're going to absorb. I probably need even less protein than that. In the beginning, no. In the beginning, absorption wasn't too good. I had a hard time keeping my weight up. Now I have a hard time losing weight. I was in a 647 calorie deficit, and my weight was up 2 pounds the next day. I did weigh myself that day and the next day. So I don't really lose weight, and you know, if you could blame it on the fat if you believe that fat you eat, fat you wear nonsense. When I was in Cambodia for 6 weeks, my weight didn't drop, and I was hardly eating any fat. I wasn't eating that much fat at all, mostly eating low-fat fruit. A lot of watermelons and orange juice in Cambodia. I want to dispel the myths that are being spread right now by people who do wield quite a bit of influence. I think that Charles Marlowe should take his channel down. He's not doing anybody any good. It's just a lot of nonsense. He's here in Los Angeles, probably staying at Jeff Nelson's place. These two guys are just two freaking idiots as far as I'm concerned, and you know, I'm going to continue to call them out. I will continue to provoke, and there's a new sheriff in town, and he ain't going to stand for it.